So what do we have to expect from Apple this month? Could it be a lot? Could it be a little? Could it be somewhere in between? Let's talk. Hey there, friends on YouTube. My name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech, so honest, it hurts. This is your first time here. Thanks for stopping by. If you have been here before, then I really do appreciate it. Welcome to all the new people who have started to stop by this channel. I see you. You're all great. You're all wonderful. Anyway, let's talk about October and Apple. This is a month that I think we're going to see possibly some really cool stuff. But every time I get my hopes up for some really cool stuff from Apple, I find myself to be disappointed. So I go into this with some reticence, some reluctance, some trepidation, if you may. Let's talk about what we might see. Will we see an actual event from Apple? Well, that's a good question. I think it's possible that sometime in the middle of October, we might see an event. It might coincide with the pre-order date of the iPhone XR, 10R, whatever, which is October 16th. So we might see something right around that date. The actual date that you can pick up the 10R is October 23rd. We're not really going to be hearing too much about the 10R since we've already had it introduced to us at the September event. So I'm not expecting to hear too much about that if there is an event. However, it will be available in October, so maybe it's a good time to make other things available. Like what, you might ask? Like what, Jason? I say iPad Pro. For one, it's time for a new line of iPads. It's time to freshen up those iPads, and what everybody thinks is probably going to happen at this point is we're going to see a full screen iPad. No home button, no nothing like that, just Face ID and screen. Whoa. Some people have said that, the Face ID is only going to work in portrait mode, which would be stupid. I don't believe that's going to be the case. I think we're going to have some way of using portrait, landscape, whatever, to get into the iPad Pros that will most likely be announced in this coming possible event. Another exciting thing about these new iPads is the possibility that they might be using USB-C instead of Lightning. Now, I know most of you be saying, oh, well, Apple has got the Lightning as a proprietary, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, it is. But USB-C is a much more versatile connector than the Lightning cable. Some things that you could do with USB-C, you could create a tethered display to your MacBook Pro or to your iMac Pro or to whatever device you have that has Thunderbolt connection. You could do all kinds of things with that kind of connection, and that would really enhance the possibilities of the iPad as a Pro device. Will Apple go with USB-C? Well, there was rumor that they might go with USB-C with the iPhones, and they didn't do that, so it's quite possible they won't do it here. But if so, they would really improve the versatility of the iPad, so fingers crossed. The next thing we're looking at is the possibility of a new MacBook/MacBook Air/ something in between. The MacBook Air has not been updated since 2014. It's still selling like people love it and still selling, but you shouldn't buy it. However, the MacBook, which is about $12.99 to start with, is a 12-inch device, whereas the MacBook Pro goes up to 13 inches. It seems like having those two things in the same spheres means that there's a lot of product confusion. To me, I think the best thing to possibly do is to marry the two together. Give us a 13-inch version of the MacBook that will satisfy our MacBook Air needs, and the whole thing can just be done with, and we never have to see the old-looking MacBook Air ever again. That's what I say, and give us the colors. Give us all the colors. Everybody wants the colors. So, new MacBook may be announced. It might take the place of the MacBook Air. There's the possibility that the MacBook Air could be refreshed, but I have no idea why Apple would do that given that they have a newer product in the same space. One of the dark horse contenders for updating out there this year is the Mac Mini. Now, Apple has taken a different tack with the Mac Mini in recent years. Now, this hasn't been updated since 2014 either, which is kind of annoying. And when they did update it in 2014, it went from being a real computer to like a toy computer. The specs were not good. You couldn't upgrade the internals, and everything that was good about the Mac Mini just sort of went away. What had once been the super greatest value in all of Apple products turned into a really hobbled and pointless computer that maybe it's a good family computer, something like that. A lot of people use it for some kind of server of entertainment, and I don't think I want to pay $600 or $800 for that. So the question is, will they update it? 1, and 2, will they update it in some significant way, giving it the newer processors like they have the most recent MacBook Pros, and will they give us back the user serviceability that they took away? One can hope, but I doubt it. The Mac Mini has been such a cool product over the years. The 2012 Mac Mini was absolutely incredible, but since then, it's become an also-ran or a not quite got to the starting line. Apple may fix that, but I'm not holding out hope. The last big product that we're probably going to see some kind of revision to is the iMac. Now, we just got the iMac Pro at the beginning of this year, and the iMacs of 2017 were updated in June of that year. So it's time for an iMac update. Now, a lot of people have been hoping that there'll be a whole new redesign. You know, the bezels will be shrunk from the giant bezels that they have now down to something more like an iPad-looking bezel. And everything will be more uniform with the phones, etc., etc. I don't know if we're going to see that. There's been talk about an upgraded screen, although I don't know how you upgrade from 5K. It'll probably have the T2 chip that the iMac Pro and the MacBook Pros have. And wouldn't it be cool if we saw something like Touch Bar on the keyboard? I don't think that's going to happen. I don't think that's going to happen at all. It would be cool if it did, but I don't think it will. What we're going to see is most likely just a spec bump, and we'll get the most recent processors. So it'll be a good improvement over what we have now. Hopefully Apple will actually give us the option to buy an i7 version off the shelf instead of having to special order it, because it's friggin' annoying that they only offer i5 chips off the shelf. Give us an i7, Apple. Give us an i7 chip off the shelf. Those are the things that I think we're probably going to see in this upcoming October event. If it's not an event, then it'll be an announcement, a press release, whatever, and these things will be available sometime this month. Given that they have the XR coming out, given that they might be overhauling the look of the iPad Pro, it seems like there's a big reason to have an event to show off these new devices. Time will tell. If we don't hear about a new event sometime within the next week or so, then maybe it's not happening. One thing that I know we won't be seeing, one thing that I'm very sure is absolutely dead, is AirPower. Apple introduced AirPower as a product a couple of years ago, and since then it has been vaporware. And recently Apple took almost every single mention of AirPower off of their website. So I think that means that they finally admitted defeat and cannot produce that product, at least not right now, maybe never. So if you're hoping for AirPower, not going to happen. Not going to happen. Anyway, those are the things I think we're going to see over the next month from our friends over at Apple. What do you think? Let me know down in the comments. I want to know if you think that any of this sounds exciting or not. Let's have a boisterous discussion, as always. Thank you so much for being here. I really do appreciate it. If this was your first time here, then you can subscribe and hit the notification bell to know when I'm going to be putting out more videos. And, you can like this video so that I know that I'm, getting praise from people, I guess. I don't know. If you've been here before, then you know I love you all so very, very much. Again, my name is Jason, sometimes known as the JTL. This is Painfully Honest Tech. Tech so honest, it hurts. Till the next time, I'm out.